Nelson Mandela, let us reach out to the children. Let us do whatever we can to support their fight to rise above their pain and suffering. Today, we have explored, through the medium of 5 technical sessions, a brief insight into topics such as children in conflict with law, non-custodial alternatives, child-friendly procedures, rehabilitation, to name a few. Now, as the state-level juvenile justice consultation rolls towards its conclusion, may I have the privilege of requesting His Lordship, Honorable Shri Justice Sangam Kumar Sahu, Judge, High Court of Orissa, and Member, Juvenile Justice Committee, High Court of Orissa, to kindly adorn the dais. I now humbly request His Lordship, Honorable Shri Justice Murahari Sri Raman, Judge, High Court of Orissa, and Member, Juvenile Justice Committee, High Court of Orissa, to kindly come to the dais. At this juncture, I would now like to request His Lordship, Honorable Shri Justice Sangam Kumar Sahu, to kindly offer the concluding remarks. Please, my Lord.
Video. Good afternoon, Bande Utkal Janani. Why it is called state level consultation? What is consultation? There is no greater wealth than wisdom, no greater poverty than ignorance, no greater heritage than culture, and no greater support than consultation. So this is a meeting of the stakeholders to get support on different topics which we are discussing, and it has importance. And the discussion which went on over the course of the day was nothing but, according to me, is a pure enlightenment. These consultation programs are in many ways beneficial, not only to the participants, but also to the juvenile justice jurisprudence of this country. The reason for saying so is the issues that being highlighted on this platform by various stakeholders. Whether this kind of multi-stakeholders meets are essentially needed for tracing out problems that the existing system faces at various strata across hierarchies, until and unless the obstruction are known and flagged, neither it is possible nor desirable to find solutions. Today, our agenda was fragmented into 5 different sessions spanning over the entire day, and there was a specified theme for every session, and the participants were invited to present their ideas and suggestions on each of the themes. The first session, which was chaired by my esteemed sister, Honorable Justice Savitri Rotho, witnessed some very enchanting presentations. The presentations basically addressed fundamental issues like the factors which led children to come in conflict with law and importance of early prevention. It is said prevention is better than cure. And similarly, taking steps to prevent children from committing crimes is far better than dealing with them as juvenile offenders after they commit the crime. So the endeavor is to keep the criminal elements away from the children and teenagers. No doubt it is high time for taking some effective steps for making the laws even more vibrant. But more than that, we need mechanism which will help us to eradicate most of the crimes before those actually occur. For this purpose, the second presenter vividly described as to how training institutions can productively intervene to train all the stakeholders so that they will dispense their valuable duties in effective manner and minimize the crimes. Initiative taken by the state of Orissa was also highlighted. The second session was chaired by me, and the theme of the session primarily stressed on alternative methods that can be employed rather than detaining juveniles in a prolonged manner. It discussed various non-custodial alternatives that can be put to use. The presentations highlighted some of the best practices of different jurisdictions, which can be a source of inspiration for our system. They also presented some excellent suggestions and recommended suitable steps for the future course of action. The third session, chaired by my esteemed brother, Justice M.S. Raman, which revolved around the issue of right to a fair trial and child-friendly procedures. Often it is seen that trials end up encouraging secondary victimization. However, the purpose of trial is not to prejudice either the accused or the victim. Rather, the aim is to make them surrender their guilt to law and follow the procedure which has been provided in the law of deterrence. Every effort should be made to keep the juveniles away from vicious world of criminals, and at the same time, it must be ensured that no unfair methods are employed to coerce unnecessary convictions. Some very forward-looking presentations were made regarding the importance of legal aid for the children and use of scientific tools in investigation and trial. In the fourth session, which was also chaired by my esteemed brother, Honorable Justice M.S. Raman, the presenters presented some very intriguing ideas on age of criminal liability. This issue has been debated since long and was in the headlines after the infamous Nirbhaya case in the year 2012. There was a hue and cry among the public who demanded strict action against a juvenile culprit involved in that horrific sexual assault. Though some changes have been witnessed in this jurisprudence over 1 decade, but the issue has not been exhaustively addressed, and the problem recurs with every fresh crime. Some very bright recommendations were made by my esteemed brother, Justice D, the chairperson, Juvenile Justice Committee, which indeed can bring revolution in this area of law. In the last session, chaired by Mr. Mana Biswas, UNICEF, Odisha, the most important issue was discussed, that is regarding rehabilitation of the juveniles. This holds a significant importance as the priority is not to extricate the offenders from the society. It is to make them sociable, fit, and responsible citizens. Thus, after the crime is committed, the focus should be on rehabilitation so as to avoid recurrence of the criminal incidents. At the end of each session, some valuable opinions were expressed by the chairpersons of the sessions, and questions were also welcomed from the audience, and it was addressed. This consultation program makes us ambitious for the future course of action, and as stakeholders, we look forward to implement all the valuable ideas received today. Thank you all for your participations. I hope that all of you are enriched by the discussions made today, and in your respective field, you will definitely utilize it in the best way to make the children who are our future to be happy and live in a peaceful atmosphere. Thank you once again. Jai Hind.
Thank you, my lord. I now humbly request His Lordship, Honorable Shri Justice Murahari Sri Raman, Judge, High Court of Orissa, and Member, Juvenile Justice Committee, High Court of Orissa, to kindly extend the vote of thanks. Please, my lord.
Namaskar. Very good afternoon to all of you. Great person said, children are like buds in a garden and should be carefully and lovingly nurtured, as they are the future of the nation and citizens of tomorrow. So it is my proud privilege to address you at the time of winding up. A big thank you for being patient to hear erudite speakers today and witness the presentation of their scholarly research papers and sharing of experiences. The motto of today's consultation is to explore the possibility to provide friendly approach, the approach which involves behavior, conduct, practice, process, attitude, environment, or treatment with humane and considerate while dealing with offenders or accused, especially whom we know as child or juvenile. Audience, to sum up, I may only say follow-up is the only way to prevent and protect juvenile from perpetuation of conflict with law. In fact, this platform helped us to imbibe in the minds of all stakeholders associated with the subject matter and related issues arising therefrom, the possible solution, and find out the root cause and inculcate to identify the good practices, to fill in the blanks, and to persevere critical actions. I, on behalf of my colleagues, extend hearty gratitude to Honorable Sri Justice Subhashis Chalpatra, the Chief Justice of our High Court, who made his presence via virtual mode in the inaugural session he was present. His keen interest to have a consultation like that has taken place today prompted us to understand very many facets of juvenile justice system and care and protection of children in conflict with law. I take this opportunity to extend the vote of thanks to esteemed Brother Justice, esteemed Honorable Debabrata Das, sir, my colleague, and Chairperson, Juvenile Justice Committee, High Court. It is not out of place to be thankful to sister and other brother judges of our High Court and who have joined virtually also today morning for being part of this consultation and having lent keen ears during different sessions held today. I specially extend my vote of thanks to Sri Langaraj Panda, Director, Integrated Child Development Services, and officers of Women and Child Welfare Department for extending their cordial and instantaneous support. I extend vote of thanks to the dignitaries from Department of School and Mass Education, Government of Odisha, Department of Health and Family Welfare, members of Odisha School Education Program Authority for their support. And especially, I would feel privileged to extend my thanks to William Harnlon Jr., Chief of Field Office for Odisha, UNICEF, Srimati Mandakini Kara, Chairperson, Odisha State Commission for Protection of Child Rights, Sri Manna Biswas, Child Protection Specialist, Srimati Saini as Biju Patnaik State Police Academy, Ms. Nimisha Srivastava, Executive Director, Council to Secure Justice, Mr. Shafin Ahmed, Inspector General of Police, CID CB, Odisha, Dr. Kalpana Purushottaman, Professor at IIPR and Member Juvenile Justice Board, Bangalore, Keshav Kumar, Sri Keshav Kumar, IPS, Sri Sudipta Acharya, Member Secretary, State Legal Services Authority, Mr. Shamsundar Das, DPP, Ms. Sachi Maniar, Asiana Foundation, and my special thanks goes to the Registry of our High Court and Member Secretary of State Legal Services Authority and his team, along with Director in Charge, Odisha Judicial Academy and his team, to make this consultation paper possible today. I convey my gratitude to the participants, the judicial officers, the members of Juvenile Justice Boards, Secretary, District Legal Service Authorities, the public prosecutors, the chairpersons of Child and Women Committee, the representatives from Special Judicial Police, Juvenile Police Unit, DCPOs, DSWOs, officials of School and Mass Education Department, and representatives from NGOs and civil society organizations. I propose my vote of thanks to the members of print and electronic media, I am thankful that every concerned who had participated in this program now get back to think about reforms in not only the statute, but also amend the mindset and attitude towards child in conflict with law. I'm sure every single person in this August gathering today is committed to advance the cause of children and their rights. As responsible members of this society, we need to do everything that is needed to deter juvenile delinquency, which is an essential part of crime prevention in the society. Let us therefore hold collective responsibility and resolve to curb the menace of children in conflict with law. Let us take vow to guide and build this nation as strong and flawless, so that on moon we can plead safe and secure. Looking at the children from moon, let us hope to hear Vikrant and Pragyan saying Chandamama Khushua. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, my lord. May I now have the permission of the dais to declare this event as closed? Thank you, your lordships. The event is now closed. I now appeal to this august gathering to kindly rise as a mark of respect and join us for the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you all. I now request all the dignitaries and the participants to join us for high tea. And I also request all the participants to kindly collect the photographs from the reception. Thank you all.